Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Cousins now to throw on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line. On third down, Cousins. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. The 40, he's at the 30, 10, and he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on first and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. The Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Ryan. And it's complete. Cooper. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 22. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Ryan. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
would do? I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Bryant's extra point up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. But he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Ryan looking in zone for Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, 1st down. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Cousins gives way to Cook. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Cousins from the gun on third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tech McKinley made his way into the backfield. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fielded at the 33. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Trying to lay one up deep. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be two guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, who is this guy? He's special. And he said, dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field.
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Left side caught by Diggs. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Give to Cook out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Play action now. Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Herb Smith Jr. with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a second down coming up. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
54, south. 6 guys.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
In your face.
Now it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a 1st down.
36. Check 26. Check 26.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Ryan. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 38 yards. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10.
14, Vikings 10. Matt Bryant set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Looking back to that first quarter, they struggled, but now here in quarter 2, they seem to have some rhythm.
And it really shouldn't be a surprise to us because when we were in the production meetings, we asked a few of the players about, hey, what if things get a little rocky early? They all said the exact same thing. We're prepared, so we're confident things will work out. And so far, they have started to do so.
Those 3 words we hear a lot, stay the course.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Third down and 11.
Titans Ringo. Titans on the Ringo. Hey, we're good. 4 down. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Hey, watch that.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And they still need 6 yards here on 3rd down after the penalty.
Y'all playing the wrong foot.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Going up top. This is caught inside the 15. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Check 80. Check 55. 20.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And some room to work. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 24. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint.
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Ben Gideon. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
51, stop! Check.
Ryan. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking in zone for Jones. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
looking to add on here in the second quarter. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Bust through the tackle, under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
3rd and long for Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man. Complete. A very solid gain of 27. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Cousins now. And this will be incomplete. Amir Abdullah, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Yeah, Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
To throw is Cousins. Throw left side, on target to Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan, now he's forced out. And got his man complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Ricky, 1, down.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's aired, and that's caught inside the 35. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 39 yards there, a big one.
First down, Atlanta.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it. And that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot downfield. No. Guaranteed the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
25! Wait! Watch out, 21! Hey, orbit!
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
Ready! Sack 25! 54, south! 54. You ain't going nowhere.
On first down, it's Freeman. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Ready, 280. 280. Come to 22. We want it. Come to my work. Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13, Ryan. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So 2nd and long, you've got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as they have taken the lead. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Abdullah. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
First down. Here's Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
After the sack on first down, Cousins. It's caught on the right side at Smith. The 30. 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 52 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tack McKinley getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Throwing, Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Desmond Trufant on the coverage.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
3rd and goal for Cousins. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
17.
Kick is good, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Ready, blue 80, back 25. Watch the curve,
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Check right 54. Right 54. You don't want that. Pick up the ball. 54, Seth. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 3rd down, Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is Abdullah. The Pro Bowler Muhammad Wilkerson brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play fake. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Cousins. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up 4th.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Cousins on 4th down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, 37 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And the lead is now 13.
Makes the score Falcons 33, Vikings 20. Matt Bryant sets to kick
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Cousins on 1st down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That one's on Garrett Bradbury, the first center taken back in April's draft. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. From the gun, here's Cousins. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down, Cousins. Smith catches left side. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second down, Cousins again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. On first and 10, Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off. Still an effective gain, nonetheless.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Cousins. That's going to be caught. 16 yards, a first down.
Let's go.
They run. Abdullah. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
40 behind. 180. That's what I do.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys are back within a single score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be covered up by the Falcons. And that should just about seal it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Atlanta, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.